Hello BB Gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Rummer, and this is a different video than I would usually do, but over time, over the past year and a bit, I've seen people talk about build videos and people wanting to see my builds and stuff like this, and I want to make it clear, obviously, before this starts, I am not this great builder of characters, and I'm not very good at all. Usually I have to get advice, or maybe even look up what the best artifacts, and which I think everyone does that, right? Everyone looks up what the best artifacts can be as well. But I thought today would be the best time to do it because recently a lovely patron by the name of Yassassin, out of nowhere unprompted, gave too many gems in this attempt to help me get Yumiko because it is one of their favorite characters, and just out of the pure kindness of their own heart, absolutely incredible. And so today I said what we would do for this video is I would do a mix of post commentary and live commentary, and the idea is that whatever character I get on this banner, I'm going to build the Chronicle banner, and I'm going to show you how I would build a character. I used all my resin for this, by the way, all my fragile resin, but the thing is I don't use the fragile resin anyway. I really don't. As you guys know, I'm not this meta builder. Really, just I know it's a harsh thing to say because but it's not towards anyone. It's just me personally. I don't usually care if my builds are really powerful. I'm just okay, this works. You know what I mean? Trick. Actually, here's a little tip. Actually, if you ever get too worried about your builds, all you have to do is just not look at them. All you have to do is just not look at the stats, and you'll be fine. That's what I usually do. I just yeah. But I thought today I'd show you me wishing on characters, see which character we get. And then I would talk about me building this character and how I feel about the building process of Genshin. And you can see that. Hopefully that's cool. You know? You never know. It's a 4-star. Obviously a 4-star every 10 wishes. And it could be just a 4-star weapon, right? Oh, nice! A very interesting 4-star. A Karada Constellation. Nice. This is such an interesting, I actually love the Chronicle banner for that stuff. You get so many interesting, 4-stars as well. Really, really fun. Really, really fun ideas here. And then we have another 4-star here. And that's our 4-star weapon. And then we can go for just regular wishes then. Another 4-star, so it could be a 4-star weapon though. Yeah. Sacrificial Greatsword, which is great in fairness. I actually like having the Sacrificial Greatsword quite a bit. Nothing on that. And then we can also wish on this banner as well. To see what we get. A 4-star, which is always nice. It's probably a weapon though, right? Yeah. I mean, the Sacrificial Greatsword, again, is great. It's good to have. We'll go again. Okay, that's good. I mean, it's a nice weapon. We can use it. Oh my god, this is when I get so oh no. I get so nervous at this moment. My heart starts to pound. Sarah, okay, we'll take a Sarah. Constellation for Sarah. The flute. We're getting some good weapons here. Oh my god, we're getting so many 4-star weapons. We'll take it,
I
Oh!
Gucci of the Yumiko Shrine. The purpose of my
Oh my
visit is to
God.
monitor your every move, for such is the order of the shrine.
Oh
Come
my
on,
God.
don't be so nervous. It's only officialese, for goodness sake. I couldn't just go gallivanting around for no reason at all.
You do what
could
you
I?
want.
Now, come on, do something amusing for me.
Do something amusing for me, by the way. We have Yumiko now. Oh my freaking God. That is so freaking good. I'm smiling from ear to ear. Like, what an absolutely incredible character. It's so funny because, like, when I first saw Yumiko in the banner, like, I didn't think, like, of her at all because I didn't really, you know her. But now we know her. It's like, this is such a joyous occasion, you know? It's such a joyous occasion. She should be, like, towards the end. Oh my God. It's my gal. So I could definitely go to, or I have no issue like doing that for this episode then and show you how I'm going to level her up, I suppose, as well. I love Yumiko. And as I said, like, I feel like meeting a character in the story will change your perspective all the time. And that's why I'm just like, she's one of my favorite characters. She is like the same way, like she, like, you know, not obviously like in the same, you know, same way, but like she's like the MVP of Inazuma to me, just like the way Navi is the MVP of, oh my God. The MVP of Fontaine, just like Citlali's the MVP of Natlan to me, you know what I mean? And there she is. The first thing that I usually do when it comes to like building a character in any time, just like, and by the way, this is gonna sound like, you know, everyone's gonna be like, Calvin, everyone does this stuff, and yeah, that's 100% true. But I'm just talking about like my feelings on it and like what I did to build this character and stuff like this, and it might just be fun anyway. But I usually then will try to like assess the character. I'll try to be like what do they need? What does this character, like, you know, have to get? And usually I think it always starts for me with like making sure that we can level up the character, but also like getting enough artifacts. Now, there's a lot of things you're going to see later as well, because the live reactions to some stuff coming up later as well. I got very lucky with this character. I was very lucky with this character. And the first thing I usually do all the time, like every day when I boot up Genshin when I'm not playing for the channel, is I collect these guys. I think everyone does this though. This is like a good spot for collecting these guys. These are just like crystal flies, as you guys know, and they help you get like the condensed resin, which I didn't even know how it worked until like 6 months into Genshin, and I think someone pointed out to me, I was like, oh, that's actually really, really good that you can do this with these crystal flies as well, and I never looked back. It's just such a efficient way of like farming for stuff. And yeah, I just like, it's really peaceful for me to do this route every day as well, like whenever I'm leveling up characters. And I don't level up characters every day, I don't log in every day, I'm trying to get back in that habit, but sometimes it's a hard habit to get back into. By the way, the team I'm using today was Fremi's World. This is Fremine, Fischl, Singsho, and Benny. Really good team, I find anyway. I like them together. It's the same thing with Eula's team, kind of just Eula's team, just with Fremi on it. But yeah, go around collecting crystal flies. And honestly, like, I take building characters as a very peaceful time for me. And the only time when it gets not peaceful is the part that comes along later on. We'll talk about that a little later on. But like this for me is always like the most peaceful time. I put on a video in the background. I put on like maybe some music. I do something like that. And I then get to just like, you know, and here's another place I usually collect stuff as well. I think I included this just because like, I like to collect as much in one go as I can. And yeah, just collect some crystal flies here. So there's other great places to do this too, as you guys know, and you guys know more than me on this, but this is usually what I do here, and Fremi's at home here as well. But yeah, I put on some music, I put on a video in the background, and it's just like really, really enjoyable for me in terms of this part of the relaxation aspect. There's one part that I usually don't always like, I'm not really good at enjoying. I always come back to Mondstadt, by the way, to get my condensed resin. It just feels very natural for me. I know it's not the quickest thing. I think the quickest might be Liyue. But yeah, here you can see I'm trying to make 8, because I'm like, wait, did the update mean you can make 8? But then I'm like, no, it's 5. It's 5 is what we have to make here, which is still very good. It's still very, very good. And the crafting stuff has actually gotten very, like, I joined at a very, very good time that it's been very quality of life stuff as well. So actually what I started doing first, though, was I believe I started collecting money first, because I had no money. And money is like such an important, to me, like, no, to everyone aspect of this game as well. And usually I just like do like some ley line building and just go around the place. And again, I put on some music in the background. And in terms of this aspect of the building process, which are just collecting stuff in the ley lines, this is like relatively easy. And it's actually like a nice excuse to travel around the world as well and have a run around with the characters. Genji characters are so fun to use as well. That's the thing. And the controls are so fun in Genshin 2 that like I never find myself like being down on the process of just like doing this type of stuff of going around doing ley lines, because I can fight some enemies, practice with my characters, and then run and do it all over again. You know what I mean? It's actually very, very fun in that way too. And here's actually very lucky too. I realized, look, we get a bonus. That's pretty cool, right? I was very lucky to start building Yumiko. That's not the reason I was super lucky. You're going to see the reason I was super lucky later on as well. But yeah, this is like a really enjoyable experience for me. And the day that it becomes not enjoyable is the day I'd be very sad. Just collecting ley lines here as well. I feel like with this team, it's very funny because Fremi is very good. Like, I have him leveled up very well, right? But I also feel like at the same time, I have Fischl and Benny and Xingqiu on this team, and a C6 Xingqiu, a C5 Benny, and like I think like a C4 Fischl. So they're very good for like the basic enemies. Obviously, maybe endgame content, my characters wouldn't hold up that well. I know that. I'm not stupid. But like, I think that like, you know, sometimes you could even like, Fischl could do this whole thing by herself, you know? I find that sometimes too. As you can see, I'm getting attacked here, but really we don't mind that because life goes on, as they say in the world and the universe. And these guys really just like, you know, they're robots. So, you know, what can I say? Some robots we like though, you know? Some robots we actually quite enjoy in this game, and some robots are cool. So, but these guys always just attack us very mean, in a very mean way. I don't like these guys. But they're actually fun to fight. And I actually think that testing out your character's strengths is actually not bad against these guys. Because I don't like doing it in Mondstadt, because I feel like... I like doing it like in Mondstadt just like a little bit, because then it's like, you know, you get to like see just how powerful your character can be. But then also I like to like, you know... Yeah, you get what I'm saying. You go to a stronger place. So now with Yumiko, we're just using our books to level up our character, get to level 40. And here we're looking at all the stuff we need. I have like 90 pieces of the ice versions of this, so I'd have no problem like just, you know, crafting this stuff. And I love the fact that you can craft stuff here too. Bath Missile Vishap boss battle. That's how you know Yumiko's freaking powerful. The MVP of Inazuma has Bath Missile Vishaps, guys. That's how you know she's powerful. Which is a really cool thing as well. We'll talk about that boss later on, but we'll talk about that crazy boss later on. But yeah, it is like I don't know. I think it is like an enjoyable experience for me, and I love the fact that you can craft those. I think we're gonna do that now. Actually, I think we are, but it looks like the video is about to cut, so maybe not. I'm acting like I didn't cut the video. Yeah, I made a bunch of different gems. Yeah, so I'm going after the Gilded Dream set here because this is the one that like apparently people are saying is good for Yumiko. There is some stuff that is better. In fact, Yasasin, who is a massive Yumiko fan, has given me so many suggestions to go forward with this build going forward. And it's actually very, very kind of them to do that as well. They're absolutely fantastic. And that's like, you know, usually like I look at the comments help me out. Like I think like I remember like specifically like there was a user by the name of Lex even like who created this team, Relax Poofed. That was Lexus. Like so many of you guys have created teams like that I use that I love and really, really enjoy. Gene Squad, I believe, was even like, you know, a creation of you guys as well. When I was very young, I didn't have many characters. You know, everyone was kind of like banding together and created Gene Squad. So for the first battle here, we got this thing here. We got the Feather of Judgment and the Labyrinth Wayfarer. And in terms of like stats, I think we're looking for like crit damage a little bit. We have some elemental mastery, which is good too. So we might change around stats some points as well going forward. But yeah, we have some attack stat here, which is not too bad. We'll use it for sure. The next time I did it, I got this, which again, HP and attack, we'll use it at some point. And you know, Deepwood Memories is not bad for some characters we have too. I also then did it again and got we got another feather. They're easy to get. This time attack, and then we got the Wayfarer as well, but this time it's HP again. We did it one more time as well. I think we did 2 more times in this video at least. I did it a few more times. No, I think I didn't do any more than this. And I got really good ones here actually. I think energy recharge and crit rate. Love it. Love getting that as well. But you know what's so interesting as well about this whole thing, if you're asking my opinion on what I think about farming artifacts, for some people it is very painful. For me, for someone who just moves on after this, it probably is less painful. I'm not, as I said, I'm not really a meta person. I'm not someone who like, you know, is trying to strive to get the best, absolute best. So honestly, it's actually not that big of a deal for me. I created these out of some fodder, some defense items, crit rate, gonna use that for sure. Attack, gonna use that for sure. Yeah. some really good stuff here, right? And also these two, hydro damage bonus and animo damage bonus, fantastic. Yeah, I don't mind farming for artifacts. Some of the enemies can be like, oh, I hate this one, or I don't like this one. But really, it just wasn't that bad for someone who just wants to, like, kind of like just to get there with the character, you know, to get to a point where it's good. And that's where I am. So I started like putting on artifacts here as well, which again, I love this process. This feels like I'm like, you know, dressing up a sim or something. You know, this feels like I'm dressing my creative character. It actually is like a very satisfying experience seeing like the stack go up and like all this stuff and seeing what we can put on them and choosing which one we're going to put on here as well. You can see me like choosing in between each one, not knowing exactly which one I want to go with. Yeah. Love this one. That's one of my favorite artifacts, by the way. The hat looks so cool. Like a lot of really I think the artifacts can be really, really pretty as well. But yeah, I totally understand that struggling to get artifacts is something that people have talked about quite a bit. I'm not here to say like, haha, you guys struggle. I'm here to say like, I understand. I do understand how like if you wanted a specific one, it could be painful as heck. It could be so painful. Because even when I was looking for a specific one for Vaughn at the time, I was lucky to find it in the first try. And then I also like got very lucky with so many artifacts in my artifacts that I actually like have never really had to look for a specific one for too long. And I've been very lucky, and I know I'm lucky, and that luck will eventually run out when I have too many characters. Upcoming now, you're going to see a live reaction to a surprise I had about this that I didn't even know I had. I knew I had it, but I forgot that this is what it was for. But you're going to see that I find something very lucky about this, like extremely lucky. Like I'm so lucky. And it's coming up right about now. Okay, you can like set up goals, I guess, for your characters, I guess. Wait. Oh my god, I forgot I have her weapon. Oh. I have her weapon. That is so freaking lucky. I forgot about this. I got this like so long ago. Thanks to again a community effort of trying to get me Vaughn at the time. It was a Vaughn at the time I got this weapon. I could be wrong. When was it when I got this weapon? Was it the time with Xiao or Vaughn? Holy freaking hell, that's so lucky. We can level up here now. I wonder what are the ascension materials for this? They can't be like... Which one is this? We have to do it today. I'll do it today for sure. We have to do it today. Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. I have to do that today. If I don't do it today, I won't, yeah. It's that one. That's freaking lucky. And we're back again with post commentary. And again, I went to get the items that I needed here as well. This was for the upgrade for the weapon, of course, like this as well. And I actually went with both the 4th and the 3rd this time around, but I think I regret doing the 3rd because usually I do like the lower levels because again, I don't usually need to like, I have all the time in the world, but if I did the 4th, I probably would have gotten the, if I did the 4th all the time, I probably would have gotten it in a faster way, right? 100%, especially since I was trying to get this build done a little bit faster than I usually would. I usually casually do builds over the course of like a couple of weeks or whatever. I went off and of course then we started getting talent stuff as well. I think it was weapon stuff and talent stuff I did it all in the one or 2 days. But like, you know what you get with the weapon stuff, and like, it's not really a surprise to get this stuff either. You get this stuff too. I stopped here in Enka to fight the boss, and as you can see, kind of mesmerizing. Such a beautiful location. I feel like one of my favorite things about going back to different locations we were in before, like Enka, is that we get to see such a beautiful place once again. Now, this boss is very interesting. Now, I know people are going to say you're fighting it wrong. That's fine, right? But I don't always have a fun time refighting some bosses. Some bosses are so fun to fight. Some bosses I will fight like to the end of my days. The dancers in Fontaine, the clockwork dancers, this is my first try at fighting these guys. I think we probably fought an iteration of these guys before. Now, one of the biggest issues with this boss here is that they're continually doing like a High School Musical routine, you know? But the problem is they're not Sharpay Evans, you know? Like, so they're not really like doing the best job in the world of it. But they're constantly doing like these like formation moves, you know, jumping in between each other, all in this together, you know, High School Musical 2 style. And it's like really hard to like, get a read on one of them, and they do have like quite a bit of good defense as well. But I found that Kazuha is the best team to fight these guys off here as well. Now, my personal take when it comes to fighting enemies in this game and fighting boss battles is, as I said, some of them are great. I will go back and fight those clockwork dancers any day of the week. The Osa and Numuna ones any day of the week. The same thing with like fighting the Electro Vishap, the original one. Remember the Electro Cube? That was so fun. Oh my god. That used to be so fun. I know they're not called Vishats, by the way. That's a running joke we've had on the channel for years. But yeah, the Electro Cube guy was so fun. Fighting as well. There's some fun bosses in this game, but I guess with these guys, because they're doing so many like little like dances and like, they're auditioning for High School Musical 4, they're kind of like not really staying in one place, But the problem is, I'm Sharpay Evans, and there, as I get hit, as I get hit as well. So right now I have her, if I can actually get her up here now as well. Right now, that's her Ascension. She's at level 70 because, again, I still have to, like, farm some of this stuff, which shouldn't be too hard. It's actually pretty okay to do that. In terms of, like, her attributes, we can look at the... How do you look at details again? Details, triangle. Yeah, there are stats right now. Again, she's not, like, going to be perfect, like, in a lot of people's eyes. I think, like, what I'm doing is actually, like, the right thing in terms of building Yumiko. I have her weapon, which is also to level 70 right now. Again, we're going to get that higher at some point as well. It's going to go past this too. Some of the artifacts are leveled, but not all of them. See, like the crit rate one is leveled, and one of the attack percentages is leveled. Is it level? Yeah, to plus 11, but that's just, all the artifacts I have. I can't really level them past that at this point as well. And the talents, I'm going to have to farm more of these, which I can do that tomorrow as I'm recording this, which you will probably see the results of that tomorrow as well. And also... level 5, which usually I get my talents to at least 6. And here we have more materials I'm going to have to get as well on Saturday, which I can do on Saturday, no problem, because I'm going to be recording some of this, like just the gameplay aspects of it as well, to show you guys where she's going to be past those days as well. But like, as well as you guys probably know at this point, if you've been following this playthrough for a while, I'm not someone who like really looks to have like an unbelievably powerful build. Most of my builds, a lot of people would critique and have a way to improve, which is nothing wrong with that. But also at the same time, I think you guys know that, like, just from my perspective, it's just not something that I ever really worried too much about in terms of, like, builds. But people have been asking for, like, a build video in some way. And I was like, oh, that might be horrible. People are like, no, I still want to see it. And it's like, yeah, okay, this is how I build my characters and this is what I do. In terms of choosing a team, Yumiko and Nihida, I think is actually, like, I think this is, first of all, it has, like, 3 unbelievably powerful characters and 1 mega powerful character in Barbara. And I absolutely, like, adore these characters on this team. I actually I wanted to try it out for real with you guys for the first time, but the idea of it is that Nihida is going to obviously apply Dendro to everybody. And using Nihida more is honestly not a bad idea, especially since she's already really powerful. So let's actually use it on these hilly churls over here. It's not going to last very long, so maybe it's not the best idea to use on the hilly churls. But the idea would be, for me anyway, is to... Well, actually... I kind of heard how you use Yumiko. I should probably like look over Yumiko with you guys for the first time here, because I heard how you can use her. So Seshua Sakura has the following properties. Periodically strike one nearby opponent with lightning, dealing electro damage. When there are other Seshua Sakura nearby, their level will increase, boosting the damage dealt by these lightning strikes. So this is like, I think like, I was like messing around with her character, like little like little pylons you put in the ground. This character has 3 charges. Maximum 3 Seshua Sakura can exist simultaneously. The initial level of each Seshua Sakura is 1, and the initial highest level of each Sakura can reach is 3. If a new Seshua Sakura is created too close to an existing one, the existing one will be destroyed. So we have to make sure that they're like in a separate places, I guess, as well. And this is the other talent we have as well, which is the Burst. And this is the legend of the Kitsune, or the manifestation of a Kitsune might, are common in Izuma's folktale. One that particularly captures the imaginations is out of the sky Kitsune, said to cause lightning to fall down upon foes of the Grand Narukami Shrine. Summons a lightning strike dealing AoE electro damage. When she uses the skill, Yumiko will unseal nearby Seshua Sakura, destroying their outer forms, and transform them into Tenko Thunderbolts to descend from the skies, dealing electro damage. So we have to activate these first, then activate this, the Sakura. Each Seshua Sakura destroyed in this way will create 1 Tenko Thunderbolt. That's so we can create up to 3 Thunderbolts. So the idea for this team, and again, I was messing around kind of being like, oh, this is like, you know, these could like cause damage as well, these pylons, right? So we activate these, it does electro damage, and then we can use our burst as well, which is pretty freaking cool. So the idea for me would be to do this.
I see everything.
Dendro damage, right? Then activate this. Now these guys are going to go very quickly, right? But if they're far away, obviously they don't need to be that far in, but of course we can also like draw them in with Kazuha as well by doing that.
Into the wind.
And Barbara's there as like a healer, but also she can apply water as well. So we could probably do a battle up here with one of the ley lines, maybe? That might be a good idea. So then we can like at least see what it's like in action as well. Now, bear in mind, this is a non-fully leveled up talented Yumiko. She will have her talents to level 6 at the very least very soon. This is a non-fully upgraded weapon. And when I say fully upgraded, I'll have it to like level 80. You know what I mean? I'll have it there. So like this is like Yumiko, but not where I will have her in a few days. You know what I mean? She's going to be even more powerful in a few days from my perspective anyway. But like obviously this is going to be like not the perfect test because they're like, I think actually maybe going to like Fontaine would be even a better test, but let's try it out here anyway. So what I would do is apply this stuff with Nikita, then do this.
Right now, right here.
I would draw them all into this place, right? With that. And if we needed to heal, we could heal as well. So these are just like doing electro damage at all times, which is pretty cool. We can activate this as well.
Sharing my knowledge.
And then do this again.
Emerge. Right now. Emerge.
So it's constantly doing electro damage. And then this would be to destroy these.
Nothing lasts forever.
That is so sick. That is legitimately very sick. That is very sick. Again, it's already applied there as well.
As one with wind and cloud.
Right now. Right here. Emerge.
Now, we could also do this attack as well, as we're doing this too. I don't think that's a terrible idea, but obviously this is an upgraded attack as well. It will get more damage as time goes on as well.
Right here. Right now.
I love it she says right here, right now. Isn't that like a Fatboy Slim song, maybe?
The wind knows me.
And then we could do something like this as well. Yeah, I like that. I like that way of doing things. Now, what's great about it is that like because we have that's gonna be so cool when it's fully upgraded as well. Because we have Kazuha as well and Nikita, like we already have like a baseline of like being something pretty powerful, I guess. We can also go over to Fontaine. I think is usually a place that's good for like battling maybe opponents that might be a little bit tougher, have different resistances. So we'll head over here too. And do this. Yeah. Like, I think this is a good idea to fight these enemies as well. So we apply this. We can do this.
The Temple of Wisdom.
Can't hurt to do that, but obviously we should do it when we're healing as well. And then we do this.
Emerge. Right here. Emerge.
And that's going to cause this damage to go off as well. And then this is what breaks up the pylons as well in the ground. It looks so freaking cool, doesn't it? And then we like do the same thing, right?
Hey.
I believe so, yeah. We can activate this as well. Ain't gonna hurt.
Adorn my night.
And then... Oh, they're already applied as well. Okay. And then we do this again.
Right now. Emerge. Right now.
And the reason why I like attack Kazuha is because we can literally draw people into this as well as we're doing this. But also then we can do this if you wanted to. Yeah. And I know, like, again, like, I'm not looking to do, like,
Here. Emerge.
immense damage. You know what I mean? You guys know that. You know what I mean? And I don't really mind that my builds aren't perfect. You know what I mean? But I thought I'd show you guys anyway what I do to do this type of stuff as well. So what I'm going to show you now after this as well is where she's going to be, I guess, in a few days. I'm going to skip to now and show you guys that now in terms of stats and stuff like that. You can see that now. And maybe it'll be even an improvement in some people's eyes. But again, I hope it doesn't sound like I'm being flippant about people who like meta builds and really popular. Because again, I don't want to say like I don't have meta characters, because I do. I definitely do. Like Vaughn is a meta character, like 100%. Kazuha's a meta character. I know this. I'm not, and Nahida is definitely a meta character. I know this. But it's just more that like I just like to be very casual with my builds and have fun with it as well. And it's honestly like a very enjoyable time for me. So this video probably was like a little bit weird for you guys as well. But like, yeah, this is the final kind of like, not final, but like I'm gonna build her more and more each time. But this is what she kind of looks like now as of Saturday and Sunday. Obviously, that might change going forward as well. You guys can give tips, even though like I don't really care too much about the meta and getting a character to like, you know, their highest potential all the time. You guys, of course, can give tips on teams and all this stuff as well. It's perfectly awesome to do that. Even like the assassin, as I said, who gave like just out of the kindness of their heart and kind of like made this video like I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this video now. That's perfect. Like that's amazing. They give suggestions on other teams as well that like seem so fantastic also, and you can give suggestions on teams. There's no problem with that whatsoever, or just suggestions on slight changes. There's never an issue with that whatsoever. Of course, just know that like I think you guys know that I'm just not like someone who like really is, you know, like really like into the idea of like building characters. I like it as a very casual, comfortable thing, and that's the way I kind of do things as well. But with that, guys, I'm going to say, overall, I think the creation of characters in this is it can be quite long. It can take a long time, but the reason why I only noticed how long it is and how long it can take this time is because I did it in the space of like 4 days and used all of my resin. Previously, I would do it over the course of 2 weeks or something, or a week and a half, and it would be the most casual and fun experience ever, you know what I mean? It really is. And not that this wasn't fun, because I still got to like, you know, in some cases, put on some music in the background, put on a podcast in the background, and just like, you know, do nothing. You know what I mean? Just to have a bit of fun and casual fun with this game, like just like play the game. And I got to do that here as well. But I do think that like doing it in such a short amount of time is a very interesting experience, you know? Because if you do it a little bit every single day, it's fun. It's so fun. If you do it in a short amount of time, it's still fun, but like it's more stressful, if that makes sense. You're kind of like, oh my god, like, you know, this actually like does take a while. This does take a bit to build up. You have to use a lot of resources here, you know, which is fine as well. But I really felt like, you know, my most beloved experience when it comes to building a character is to do it over the course of like 2 weeks. I love doing that. But even here, I'm so satisfied to see Yumiko like get a little bit better every single time. And now she's going to be someone who you can use, and we might even use next week for the upcoming Archon quest. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you so much for supporting me. I hope you guys enjoy this type of video. It's basically just me, like, you know, just talking over, like, my thoughts on building characters and my thoughts on the process of building characters and how I just kind of go about it in a very casual way. And you got to also see some stuff with, like, gameplay and with me getting Yumiko, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. With that, I want to say thank you so much to Never Come to Pay the Baby Gangster here on Patreon for being so awesome. That being Typher R2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicius Felix, Ewald, Radish Anusta, Death Trap, Lynx Markey, Assassin, True Beanie Butter, Peter Chelsing, Heck, Leanne, High Casparian, Jared Beanham, and my YouTube members at the highest tier, Glasgow and Royal Gamer 7.